Hello, this is Brian Hegney, instructor of game design here at High Point University. If you are watching this, you are likely uh, wanting to learn how to create a blog on Blogger. And in the first video, we created a new blog. Okay? And in this video, we are going to create our first blog post. Alright, so let's go to our Blogger. So here's our Blogger dashboard, and what you'll notice is right in the middle here it says there are no posts. If we look over here at the bottom of the left hand panel, it says view blog. I could left click that. I honestly don't like left clicking. I like right clicking and saying open in new tab. Of course, if you are on a Mac computer, you do have a right click, by the way, but if you don't realize you do, if you didn't enable right clicking, I believe it's control clicking will allow you to get to open link in new tab. I like to do that so I don't lose my place. And here, this is what your website will look like if you don't have any posts. It has the title here. This is where we were able to write anything you could write at all, and of course notice the URL where we had to omit all of the spaces, all of the question marks, and all of the apostrophes. Okay, so there's a difference there. Now let's come back here. Where do we click the new post? Obviously, on the very top left, there's this new post button. And so that's what we're going to do. Click that. And you're going to miss this part like I do all the time, and it's the title. Maybe you won't. Maybe you're better than I am. I always forget to write a title. If you don't write a title, it will actually give you the weirdest HTML, and I'll show you here by doing it right the first time, and I'll do one wrong the second time. So in this title, this is going to be my introduction, so I'm going to write introducing Hegney. There's that. And down here, where it looks like a piece of paper, that is where we write. And I want to point out, we write in two different modes. You don't know that starting off, but you will learn this eventually. And if you click this little pencil on the left-hand side of all of the tools, you can see that there's a compose view and an HTML view. Now we are in compose view. I guess that's why there's a writing utensil. And the HTML view has those symbols there that will be code. And so you can see right off the bat, you have a line, and then you have a piece of code right there. I suppose it's not code, it's actually HTML, so it's a language, not a code. So I apologize to the programmers in the room. So let's type up compose, or let's type in compose, because that's how you're going to write. I wrote something in a I'm just going to grab it and paste it in. So I'm going to grab something that you're not able to see, and I'm going to Command C if you're on a Mac, Control C, copy if you're on a Windows, and just paste it in. There we go. And this is my short little write-up as an introduction to myself. I have a couple different paragraphs, actually a few different paragraphs. I have a header here that I wrote, and just a statement about what this paragraph below here is about. And then I have another one, I want my beliefs to be challenged. And those are my headers. And you can do your headers any way you want. I chose mine to be bold. I don't think I want a whole heading because it's, well, maybe, okay, that's not bad. So you could select things and say you want them heading. And why would you do this? Why would I give a header? Well, for me, if I were to publish this, I am going to publish it. Let's go ahead and publish this, and you can see. Publish post. This will publish this post to your blog. Confirm. Yes. All right. Now that's just been published. If you hover over here, things have changed so much. If you hover over here, I can actually You'll see this is the first time I'm using this interface, and this is why I had to make all new videos. The eyeball is to view, so view that post, and this is what it looks like. I don't love this spacing here, so I'm actually going to go back and edit it. So I'm going to go back here to the dashboard and just click it. And that's going to bring me back to edit mode. I had a space in there I didn't really want. There, now I'm going to use this big update button because I made a change. Change is saved. So I am going to actually, in this other tab that I had it open in, I'm just going to refresh it. And there, that looks a little bit better. So in this version, I can really quickly at a glance see that I have two parts to this write-up. There's the I Can Dream in Code, and I bet this paragraph is going to be about dreaming in code, and this paragraph down here is going to be about my beliefs being challenged. Now, I just want to point out, because if you're reading this, or if you're watching this video, you are likely in a class of mine where I grade on paragraphs and headers, okay? So, I'm going to show you what the deal is with that. I am going to delete the headers just so you can see what I often get. I know, this is all slightly different stuff. Let's go ahead and call this paragraph. I don't know why all of these are slightly different colors. I'm not sure what's going on there. You know what I'm going to do? Here's a little trick. If you want to get rid of all of this formatting, I'm going to highlight it and copy it by saying right-clicking and saying copy, or control-clicking and saying copy, or Command-V, Command-C. And I'm going to open up Notebook or Notepad if you're in Windows. There's probably some other software in Mac, and I'm going to hit Command-V. And it's going to paste all of the text with no formatting because Notepad doesn't have any like italics or anything like that. And I'm going to come back here, hit delete, and hit Command-V and paste it. And now none of the text has any. Now why am I doing this? I'm doing this to show you that I often get content like this. Okay? One paragraph, no indentations, no line breaks for multiple paragraphs. And I can tell you that this really needs paragraphs. So don't be someone who introduces yourself with like multiple components in one paragraph. It's really difficult to read. It is annoying to read, and I won't want to read it. And so I'm just going to go back. Or I'll come back and kind of fix it here. So, no, you know what? I've already wasted my time. I have it on another. There we go. And the only other thing I would mention that I ask for is I ask for multiple paragraphs, at least one visual break between paragraphs. And so actually this wouldn't cut it because there are visual breaks, but they're not separating paragraphs. This visible break is separating a paragraph and a header. This visible break is separating a paragraph and a header. I want two. So I'm going to take a moment and reread my writing and see if I can add a second paragraph within a header space. I'm going to pause this while I do that. Okay, so I actually added a second paragraph here about dreaming in code because the first paragraph I talk about when I was in graduate school, and I thought, you know what, this skill came in handy when I was in my first job as well. So I added a second paragraph, and so that is a visible break separating paragraphs. Why do I care so much? I do want you to know if I am grading you. If you are someone I'm grading, then I'm letting you know this, just in case you didn't listen to it in class. So the reason why this is important is because I see so many students. So often I see students who write, let's say, research papers, and they use, they use APA format or whatever format they're using, and they forget about spaces in between paragraphs, or they use the headers that they're supposed to use in their research papers, and it's like I get this header and then I get one huge paragraph under a header. And so why do I do this, and why am I spending time in this video that is not necessary to really understanding Blogger? But when you write a blog post, people want to be able to read it, and to be able to read it really easily, headers are helpful, and spaces between the components of your story or whatever you're telling someone is really important. And dividing content into different paragraphs, super important. So that's what I want to see, and that's what is important to me about formatting your blog post. And then, of course, once I formatted it again, I'm going to say update, bam, it's done. And now I can come back here, refresh that, and it looks a lot more nicer. Also, a lot nicer. I also added an introduction header. That's just a little nice as well. So, okay, let's see what's going on here. I want to point out what the name of this post is, Introducing Hegney. You can see it right here. Now, I do want to show you, well, what would have happened if I'm going to click this arrow now to go back to my dashboard. What would have happened if I created a new post and I typed in, let's say, I'm not going to write a real post here. I'm going to pretend I forgot about the title, okay? Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to copy this introduction. That's what I'm going to do. No, I'm going to copy the paragraph. Okay, because let's say you just start writing a real thing, and then you click publish. You publish the post, and I want to show you what the name of it is. Oh, what's it going to do? Yeah, here it is. I'm going to click that view. It says it's untitled, but actually it has a URL. Okay, so this URL, and we'll talk about that in the next video, but I want you to see that that URL turns into the first sentence that you wrote, whereas in the first one I did, the real one, I actually remembered to write the title. Right, there's the title right here, Introducing Hegney, and it's the exact same as the URL. Whereas in this one has no title, and you know what? If I actually went in there and gave it a title, let's say Introduction Part 2, and hit Update, what would happen is I would update that. I have now this title is here in the page, but the URL will never change, all right? I wanted you to know that just so that you understood the consequences of not choosing your title. Okay, so that's that. In the next video, we will talk about... in the next video, we will talk about the difference between your home page and your post page, and that's going to be super exciting. I'll see you there. Bye.